So I've been playing quite a bit of Season 6, looking for the best combos, looking who gives you the most wins, and looking who are some of the easiest characters to play together to get those wins. And today I'm going to be telling you guys who I feel like are the best combos to help yourself carry yourself up out of the bottom of the ranks, and just win a few more games. With that said, if you think that, I maybe missed one of the combos or that you're using a certain combo that I do not talk about, please do leave that in the comment section down below because I feel like there's quite a few other combos that also work pretty well. As well with that, if you want to see any more stuff like this in the future, hit that sub button and let's just get started. Fara Mercy is what I feel like is probably the best of any of these combos and probably the easiest way in order to climb this season. And I wanted to put it first because a lot of the other combos kind of are meant to somewhat counter that. Fara Mercy is just so strong and so easy to play. It's so hard to counter, and why it's so good this season compared to previous seasons is because you can res the Fara if she dies almost immediately. And then if she dies again, you can res her again with your ult. If you are the Mercy player and she dies again, you can res a third time after 10 seconds. Now there are some changes on the PTR that might make this a little bit worse, but even with those in mind, this is still a super good combo. It's essentially what Fara Mercy was before, the far range, high damage, really hard to kill without hit scan combo, but now it's even better because, well, you have the res every 30 seconds, and at the very beginning of the match, you can often just have your Fara go right behind the enemy team, get a pick or two, Fara dies, you res her, and you go in from there and keep doing more and more damage. As well with this, I feel like it just got so much better with the new Mercy ult also, because now what you can do is ult as Mercy, and just fly really far behind the Fara. So far behind her that the hit scan from the enemy team can't kill you. You're essentially unkillable. You're giving them, the Fara, a lot of super far range healing, far range damage boost, and of course you can, heal the rest of your team as well if they are kind of close to her. It's overall just a stupidly strong combo, and I feel like it isn't way too hard to play. You kind of have to know when to get behind the enemies and kind of have to know when to just spam straight in the front of the faces of the enemies, but that's pretty much it. I guess as well, learn when to go in with your team, and also tell your team to actually go in, try to bait the enemy's attention, and then attack from behind, or use yourself as a huge attention grabber for the enemy team, and then have your team go in. All that works pretty well. You can attack with your team, behind the enemies, flanking. You can do a ton of different stuff with this comp, and again, I don't feel like it's way too hard. I'm seeing a lot of people climb very quickly and very easily with this comp. Soldier 76 and McCree, I guess you could say, are kind of a weird pick. I mean, they require a decent amount of aim, they require a decent amount of positioning, but I feel like they're so strong this season. For one reason, because Fara Mercy is so strong, and because really you do need both of these guys to often kill the Fara Mercy. As well, you could replace the McCree with a Widowmaker, and they work kind of similar with that. When you have both these guys together, you can apply an extreme amount of pressure, and since we don't really have that big of a dive meta right now, it's okay, but not that great, you can often actually play these characters without just getting immediately dived on, which does hurt them a lot. Now, as far as how to play this, I feel like McCree or Widow, you can just try to snipe, get some damage like that, but the Soldier himself is kind of weird because if you're on King of the Hill, you can often play Soldier as a support character. So you can go Soldier and McCree, and then maybe someone like Reaper for more close-up damage, while you get a lot of suppressing fire with the Soldier and the McCree, which works out really well. While if you're on an attack map or a defense map and you don't want to play the Soldier in the support role, but instead on the offense role or the defense role, that also works as well. You get a lot of damage, a lot of picks with the McCree, and again, a lot of consistent damage with the Soldier. Their ults work pretty well together as well because the McCree ult kind of scares people away, while I guess the Soldier ult, it's just generally a very consistent ult, and you can just stall for a lot of time with both these guys and actually sweep decently well with these guys as well. Now, if possible, you want to try to have a Reinhardt or an Orisa with these guys because otherwise you can still kind of get bodied by certain characters like Junkrat. But other than that, I feel like they are a good combo that if you can bother to learn decently well, will help you actually easily climb out of the ranks that you're stuck in. Finally, Junkrat and Reinhardt, I think, is probably the easiest of all these comps to climb with. Fara Mercy, you kind of have to learn how to track as Fara, you kind of have to learn how to predict as Fara. As Mercy, you can often get picked off and it's kind of hard and you have to be careful about Widowmaker and everything. So, I think it's very good and probably the best way to climb if you become good at it. But as far as easily climb, Junkrat Reinhardt, I think, is probably the best thing to do. While Junkrat can take some skill to get those air shots, to get some really cool stuff, generally you don't have to do way too much. You can often just spam around corners or shoot where you think people are going to be going, throw around some mines, put your trap down, wait, get a lot of damage out behind the Reinhardt shield, and just kind of continue to do that. With the Junkrat and the Reinhardt, you have a very safe pick that can stall out for a lot of time, that can deal a ton of damage, that can deal a ton of burst. And again, you can actually kind of protect the Reinhardt from any of these close range people like Reaper or Tracer or anyone like that, because you have the mine and you have the trap that you can place on the ground. They synergize really well, and I feel like you can push well with them, you can hold well with them, you can do pretty much anything quite well with them. Even as far as just engaging, if the Reinhardt's running in with his hammer swinging, if he has bombs coming up behind him, it kind of makes so that he can actually maybe get some kills instead of normally not being able to get them quite as easily. I feel like overall they combo quite well, and especially with the Reinhardt ult and Junkrat's entire kit, that works amazing. And since Junkrat's just so good right now anyways, you just want to pick a character that's very good with him, and here we go. I guess one problem is that if you are against a good Fara Mercy, you can't do way too much, so you will need to try to get a Widowmaker or a McCree or a Soldier on your team, and otherwise this can kind of hurt. But in most cases, this should be a really good way to climb, and if the map's pretty close, like a King of the Hill map, you can often even play this comp against a Fara Mercy and do half okay if you can happen to pick up that Mercy first. And there you go, what I believe to be the 3 best and easiest strategies to carry yourself up through the ranks as far as, duo queuing and I guess just getting certain characters on your team. I felt these will be some of the best, and I told you guys why I think that. If you have your own opinion about who you feel like are the other best characters to climb this season, please do leave that in the comment section down below. Leave a like if you want to see any other videos like this in the future, any other tip videos, and subscribe if you want to see them as well. And I often do top 500 videos that give you tips about some of the best players, so you can check that out as well in the comment section down below. Anyways, as always guys, thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed, and as always guys, have a wonderful day. I'd like to thank Gilded.gg for sponsoring this video and mainly helping me a lot through the adpocalypse. So, Gilded itself is a website focused on finding, founding, and expanding your gaming team with relative ease. You can schedule events, recruit new members, build team comps, and find teams to scrim with and to scrim against. Best of all to you guys, it's free. You can get started yourself with the link in the description below, and if you sign up by November 10th, you'll be entered into a chance to win a $50 Blizzard gift card. So, maybe I'll see you there.